Yeah, this is all going to be wood frame construction, so the smoke's not shouldn't be anything toxic really in there. Except furnishings, maybe. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I can hear you there. Go ahead. I can hear you interrupt. 8-second delay. There's that's being fed under pressure, that orange flame right there. Yeah, the air conditioner is on. Now it's off. Okay. Yeah, at 3:40, I'm going to start the reports for the stream. The house next door still got some heavy fire inside. Chop to the base and F2, Greg. Is it pronounced Tryon or Treon Street? Yeah. All right, very good. Thanks for checking.
Charlie. You got one crew available? Man from Charlie.
All right, getting up here to 340. We're at 340 now, so we're going to be getting our live stream coverage here. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Habermill from Chopper 2 over Woodstock, where what appears to have been a powerful explosion has leveled a home and set fire to another on Lincoln Avenue at Tryon Street. Now, multiple agencies have responded into Woodstock to address the working fire here, and we're going to go ahead and get ourselves moved a little bit further forward so we can see the home site that was demolished, because the debris field is quite large. Can we move forward so we can see the debris field a little bit here, guys? I think he clicked us off. Can we go west so we can see the debris field and the home site that's obliterated here? Talking to Steve Vollmer, our pilot. We're going to move forward here just a little bit. Our photojournalist Camille Kalimsky and on the camera this afternoon, and as you can see here, the occupancy that's burning is immediately adjacent to and just to the west of the home that obviously suffered a catastrophic event. Still have some flames that appear to be fed by perhaps a gas feed that are visible in the upper right of the screen there on the occupancy that was destroyed. And destroyed is not too radical a term for this, not too strong. Looking at this, there is nothing left above ground level. It's nothing but rubble. Glass, wood, plaster, insulation, contents of the house have been blown laterally into the street and outwards on both sides into the homes there. And obviously the force of the blast was powerful enough, and the ensuing fire was powerful enough to set fire to the house that's just adjacent. These are all wood frame homes. This is literally not too terribly far from the downtown business district here, literally just to the north and west of the famous town square, used in the movie Groundhog Day here in Woodstock. So all of these are old homes, date back to the turn of the century. Not exactly sure what could have triggered this. If it was natural gas, which is a common cause of explosions that you see an aftermath look like this. Natural gas naturally does not have an odor, so they add mercaptan. That's that rotten egg smell that has been added so that you can detect a gas leak. The flammable range on natural gas is about 5 to 15%. And so outside of that range, if it's less than 5%, it's too lean to support combustion. If it's more than 15%, it's literally too rich to support combustion. And right in that 5 to 15% range And typically when there's a gas leak of some sort, it gets into that range usually on, let's say, a basement. Again, we're not going to be Monday morning quarterbacking here to try and solve what's going on. That's up to local authorities and the state fire marshal's office to go through this. But to give you a little bit of an illustration, a little bit of a background about commonalities found in gas explosions. Now, that doesn't mean that there could have been another source. There could have been some other sort of flammable gas mixture or other sort of substance that could have been the catalyst for this. But the most common type of explosion when you see something like this leveled to this extreme is a buildup concentration of natural gas. Typically those are around things that are sometimes found in a basement or a kitchen closet, whether it is a natural gas fed water heater, furnace. And a lot of furnaces are being turned on this time of year. Somebody may have set the furnace control and then kicked on. The thing is that once you have a leak, a pilot light that gets turned on, a spark, some sort of electrical ignition source from anything else that might be electric, lighting off in that enriched atmosphere there, right between that, in that flammable range, could have sparked such an explosion as this. So multiple agencies are here. It's an extra alarm incident. The companies are still working on the scene. Got the aerial tower that is still extended, not flowing water from that. We've got ground lines, hand lines that are working on addressing the fire in the building next door. Obviously, you're going to be working this as a defensive operation by virtue of the fact that the house, by proximity of its being right there next to the blast, has been compromised to the point where you're not going to be putting anybody deep into that structure at all. That's still standing. And going back to a little bit closer of a view, we're hovering into the wind, so that means the smoke is blowing kind of across our scene here. From time to time, when it comes back into clear view, get a little bit of a shift in the wind pattern. You're able to see the debris that is left behind. The debris field is massive. It was blown laterally out into the in all directions. You can see there's vehicles that are parked on the curb out here on the street. That there is a pickup truck that's there in the front. Don't know if that might have been a service truck for something that was going on here, or was just parked in the street. And Camille, you can't see if that was any kind of a service truck. And you look at the door there, is that a Nicor truck? No. No, it is. There is a Nicor gas truck parked out in front. And that gas truck does have debris across it. So that lends a little bit more credence to the fact that there was something involving natural gas in or around this structure here this afternoon. Blast apparently happening, I believe, around 3 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to get some more information from the fire department on exactly what time that this lit off here. But somewhat telling in the fact that we've got a natural gas Nicor service truck out in front, out in the street. So not sure if that had been here for another project, or it responded to a service call for service here at this particular building, or elsewhere on this block. So we're looking at an address here right across from, I believe that's St. Mary's Catholic Church, just northwest of downtown Woodstock, on Lincoln Avenue at Tryon Street, northwest of downtown. If you're just joining us here, this is kind of the lead up to our regular broadcast this afternoon at 4 o'clock. We are live on the stream over Woodstock, where a powerful explosion has leveled one house and has heavily damaged another and set that one on fire. It's too soon to tell if there were any injuries here at this location. Hopefully not, but an explosion of this magnitude blows debris which was formerly in the shape of a house here at this location, out in all directions. So roofing materials, siding, structural members, stud walls, insulation, glass, the things that were inside the house, the belongings that were inside there, furniture and what have you, scattered in all directions. And companies are working on the if you want to get a little bit, just a little bit further forward, works fine, because over the top here, that smoke keeps blowing over the top there. So this is good, kind of at an angle. We're sitting just north and our nose into the wind and chopper 2 here to give you a view of the fire ground down there. Again, this is just northwest of the downtown business district in the famous Woodstock town square. And these houses here date back to the turn of the century, all wood frame, a lot of plaster and lath, although there looks to be a home at the corner which has been damaged. Off there to the left you see the A-frame over the garage, and that one there has suffered some blast damage, some impact damage. And as the smoke subsides from the house that is next door, just to the west of the house that exploded, and this was obviously a very powerful explosion here. We're not going to couch this in possibly an explosion. It definitely was an explosion, and it was toned out as one as well to the fire department for an explosion and fire at Lincoln and Tryon. So Mavis, last I checked, it was at a second alarm. Might have elevated past that, since you want to bring extra companies in, kind of cycle them through. This is going to be a long job here, trying to knock down the fire in the house next door. So I have one house that is obliterated here on Lincoln Avenue. A second one right next door to it that's heavily involved in fire and suffered a tremendous amount of lateral impact damage here from the blast blowing in literally the side walls of that house. You can see that there's a lot of fire that got up inside that home, and while the structure is essentially still standing, this was significantly damaged. You can see the heavy charring there on that home. So that second home was significantly damaged, albeit destroyed. And then there's at least a third house, maybe a fourth, that suffered more blast damage from debris being blown out there. Now in the foreground you see a white pickup truck, and parked out in front it has Nicor on the door. So that vehicle, that service vehicle, was parked here. Whether it had responded to a call for service here on the street or at this actual address is not known right now. So again, when you start talking about the potential for a natural gas explosion, this has all the hallmarks of it. Has the what you see in that wreckage pattern down there, the fragmenting of the structure, very powerful explosion. And that being the case, natural gas, when it is released, it is lighter than air, so it will rise. Where it accumulates, it needs to be between about 5 and 15%. That's the flammable range where it would support ignition. Less than 5% in air, it's too lean. And more than 15% in air, it's too rich to support combustion or ignition. And so when you start talking about a potential buildup of gas, it's going to be rising. If there's something that might have been leaking, a fitting or something from the basement, an appliance, hot water heater, furnace, could have been a dryer, something like that. Obviously, that met an ignition source, and unfortunately this is the result here. We have no word on injuries right now. Again, this is very early on in the event sequence. It's about an hour old, a little bit more perhaps. And what you see is complete devastation of one home site, a second house heavily damaged. And all companies are working here. They're on scene with hand lines, washing down the debris, making sure that they're any of this debris, the pieces of the house. You can see behind that firefighter, there's a stud wall there. Looked like that may have been an outside wall, don't know. Yeah, it looks like an outside wall. It's got lath work on it horizontally between the studs. And the roof material, again, where you have a volume of a product that ignites, the roof goes up, the walls go out, and then the roof comes back down. So that's kind of what we're seeing here, because I'm seeing big pieces of the roof, which lead me to believe that the home fragmented underneath, and then the roof parts settled back down there. So we're going to continue to follow this all afternoon. We thank you for joining us live on the stream. I'm Chris Habermill in Woodstock over Lincoln Avenue and Tryon Street, where there's been a powerful explosion that's leveled one home, heavily damaged at least one more that's also involved in fire at this time. We're working on details on potential injuries that may have occurred out here, hopefully not. We invite you to join us for our broadcast coming up here at 4 o'clock, and we will continue to follow this live on the air and on the stream. For now, I'm Chris Habermill in Chopper 2 over Woodstock. All right. And so we're about 8 seconds latency here. All right. There's a bathtub laying there in the foreground. You see it right in the middle. That's a bathtub right there, an iron bathtub. See that? Or is that a door? That's a door. Hi there. We're on the DeGero, so there's going to be latency here. So I'm going to rely on you to cue me. Okay. All right. Okay. Jim and Erica. We're right off the top. Stand by. Well, Jim and Erica, what you're looking at is one home site that was completely obliterated. There's nothing left of this. It's been leveled to the ground, debris everywhere, and out in front, parked in the street, that white pickup truck has a Nicor logo on the door. So we don't know if they may have been called for service at this location or on the street somewhere, but that truck was obviously in place when the explosion happened. There's debris on top of the truck. That debris has gone out in all directions, heavily damaging and setting fire to an occupancy just to the west along Lincoln Avenue here at Tryon Street, and blown debris across toward the Catholic Church across the street. Looks like St. Mary's is right there, and at least a couple of other occupancies, more home sites that are here, have also been damaged. Now, we don't know about any injuries. Obviously, it was a powerful explosion. The first cut of this, looking at the debris, is that it was a gas explosion of some sort, although that still has to be confirmed by local authorities, of course, and the state fire marshal's office will be out here to take a look at this. Anybody who would have been able to be out of here if they were inside that house and survive this or survive with little injury would be very, very fortunate. So we're hoping for the best out here. We don't know if that house was occupied or vacant at the time that this powerful explosion happened. This is literally just northwest of downtown Woodstock and the square there. An extra alarm fire. Companies from all over are still working. We'll have more coming up. Over Woodstock, Chris Habermill, CBS 2 News. Thank you. Yeah, whatever you... All right. Whatever boats your float. Yeah, there's a door frame. It looks like it also has some charring at the top. It's in there. Yeah. Yeah, I was here when it lit off, so. Something did not go as planned.
Good day. 81, just so you know, we're at 0 now.
All right. Lake in the hills. Yeah. Yeah. Chop it to the base on F2, Greg. All right, for planning purposes, we are 1 hour until bingo fuel. We can make the top of the 5 then go for fuel, right?
481, go ahead.
We're going to have to leave and go get fuel at Lake in the Hills. We won't make the top of the 5 if we stay here right now.
Yes, but it's 1,000-foot lead out.
They got 1,000-foot lead out.
5 NCU, I got plenty of water over here. Coming in from rehab.
Refuel now so we can be live top of the 5. All right, braking for fuel now.